Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you had plans to eliminate the minimum wage, is that correct?
That's true.
So how would this reduce poverty in America?
Well, the thing is, what the minimum wage is, it's a price floor that's set upon the market of labor. And what happens with the price floor, if you know economics, is that it kind of causes a shortage to exist in the market. And what ends up happening is that rather than going to the equilibrium wage, where basically basically we have an equal amount of jobs equal to the equal amount of people who want jobs, and we are employing people at that wage, is that we have more people wanting jobs and less jobs available, which only causes people to not, which basically, first of all, increases unemployment, because now you have more people wanting to work, and even people who were originally working being laid off, and it's overall bad for society.
We would like to add that there has been no research that shows that the minimum wage contributes at all to unemployment. But also, wouldn't this reduce the buying power of each individual if you lowered the minimum wage or completely abolished it?
It would not do that, because what would happen is that you have, first of all, more people employed. With more people employed and earning some sort of income, you would obviously have more people with money, more people with families with money who would obviously have enough money to buy goods, products, services that they need or desire. And I would like to ask you guys a question now. In terms of the bailout loans you plan to give out to companies, many of these loans have very low interest rates and are large sums of money that many of these companies don't even have the promise to pay back to you. As that, our current administration is constantly giving bailout loans, and these companies are still have barely a lifeline going for them, and they could easily declare bankruptcy. Why would you give money to a dying company when you know that they might not be able to pay it back, especially when that money is taxpayer money?
Well, we definitely wouldn't just be giving them money for their own devices. We would be monitoring this money. But also, these businesses are too big to fail. If we just let them completely fail, 40% of America's workforce could be out of a job. These places employ so many people, and they basically run our country. So if we just let them completely fail, our country fails. So in giving bailouts, we're reinvesting money back into these businesses so our country can prosper once again.
Why don't you employ methods such as subsidies, tax credits, and I guess ways to kind of spur more innovation rather than kind of letting companies go upon their own ways of trying to tell companies to just barely sustain themselves.
We are using subsidies and tax credits as well, but we think that with those small sums of money, what can they do with it? So if we actually can reinvest the kind of money that they were using before the financial crisis, we could maybe come back to the same place we were before.
And how exactly do you plan on getting this money that you're going to give to them?
Money often comes from other countries, and it also comes from taxes and revenue from the government. But this has been happening for the entire dawn of America. Like, every single thing comes from taxpayer money or money from other countries, and we always can pay it back in due time.
You guys are running off. Well, if you guys are going to do these bailouts, you're going to be running on deficit spending, in which we've been running on deficit spending for a very long time. Don't you guys plan on at least getting at least close to balanced spending, if not surplus spending, anytime soon?
There's never been a time in American government where we've been having $14 billion surplus. It's never going to happen, and we would like to re-stabilize the economy before we try to just cut every square inch just so we can make even.
Go ahead.
In terms of your economic plan, so you said that all you guys plan to do is basically do bailouts, and that's pretty much it. What exactly? Can you guys explicitly tell me what all you guys are planning to do? Whereas we are trying to do business deregulation and trying to provide incentives for innovation and research and product development, bringing products to market. What all are you guys trying to do?
And go.
You guys have any questions?
Well, we've already talked about the rebuilding of the country's infrastructure, and 75% of all businesses will need their entire electrical power grid redone in the next 20 years. So if the government gets part of this, we could make ridiculous sums of money, and this will also boost the economy. And we're not only helping businesses through bailouts, but we are giving government subsidies and incentives for things like green technology and the use of green technology. We also are regulating businesses to make sure that any money that we give them is used properly. And we've entirely detailed our economic plan on the forum for anyone to see at any time if they would like to.
Alright, I would just like to say that the Founding Fathers built government in order to protect the rights of the citizens. However, I don't see anywhere in the Constitution that even implies that the government should play the role of its own business. And that's why we would like to, see government kind of get out of the business world as it is. What constitutional provision makes you guys think that that's the right way to go?
We're not necessarily in our economic plan. We're not exactly. It's not like a direct response to the Constitution. But the reason why we're in such an economic recession right now is because of deregulation, because of a lack of attention paid to the economy right now by the government. And the only way to fix that is to up the attention being paid by the government and by regulating businesses and by doing what we've said we do it repeated times.
And the Necessary and Proper End Commerce Clause has put American government in business throughout the entire history of America. So we don't believe that we're taking any bigger steps than the people who've gone before us. We are not FDR.
I'm done.
All right. Good job, folks.